Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 3.
Listen, before we get into that, I want to tell the people to subscribe. I want to tell the people to like, share, comment, all the above. Now, Blair, before we go into this episode, can I ask my question?
Yes.
Can I ask my question?
Yes.
How do you feel about... How can I phrase this question? Do you think Wendy mom put a hex on Robyn? I think that was nice enough, right? I'm only repeating what was said.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not adding nothing to it?
No.
Okay, let's go into it. Thank you, Blair.
Well, we are still at Ashley's party. Mm-hmm. We open up with Wendy explaining to Ashley what Osu was and how her family isn't Osu. Yeah. So we square that conversation up. Then we move on, and Robyn is talking about the intervention that was had at Gizelle's house. Mm-hmm. Robyn isn't going to ask Juan to do anything differently, although Gizelle is recommending that he move differently in public. Mm-hmm. Gizelle wanted me to be upset with him with the public speculating, but I'm not going to do that. Mm-hmm. Mia even tried to extend a olive branch to say, I know you're going through a lot and, I want to be here for you. Robyn's like, it ain't all that. Yeah. If people have something to say, that's fine, but, they shouldn't worry about my boring life.
Yeah, I have a question about that. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Gizelle basically putting Robyn on that spotlight? Usually Gizelle and her team is usually the one putting someone else's business on the forefront, grilling them. You feel like Gizelle is kind of like doing like some friendly fire with Robyn right now with her situation and things like that?
I wouldn't even call it fire. I mean, she's really taking it easy on Robyn because that's her friend. She called it intervention for her. She talked about how we were, nervous for you or worried for you and, really put it in a caring atmosphere and allowed Robyn to pretty much take the reins of how she wanted to spend the conversation. And she really didn't impress her that much. Even at the party the Ashley's party, Gizelle didn't even bring it up. Robyn brought it up because Mia said something. So, no, Gizelle, it seems like she's trying to tread lightly on this Robyn and Juan situation, whereas with other people she'll say whatever and go at it.
But now this is kind of like she's
babying her.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. Well, Gizelle says to Robyn, well, I told Karen that she needed to apologize to you. So that alone is just Gizelle trying to be like, look, I'm still on your side.
Okay. I'm learning.
Going crazy.
I'm
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Karen and Robyn have a sidebar. Mm-hmm. And Karen was saying that things went low last season. Yeah. And Karen says that she is willing to only repeat facts and asks Robyn to do the same, which she does. Robyn says that she has a traditional marriage. Yeah. It's not open because Karen needed some clarification.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Karen.
Then they got into a tit for tat about who started it first. And I ultimately think Robyn started it first. I mean, she started it way back when they were making jokes about how they owed taxes and stuff and were in money issues, and Karen had to save Ray. Is his name Ray? Yeah, out of the tax situation.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I feel like they are. It's so funny. Even though Karen and Mia made up, I feel like Robyn and Karen is on better terms than Karen and Mia. I feel like even though I'm not gonna go so far as say Karen and Robyn are friends again, but I feel like Mia did a lot to where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna shake hands with you. Don't hug me. Don't put your arms around me. You get what I'm saying? So it's good to see them decide to not go low for low. You know what I mean? Michelle told us when they go low, we go high. These people started digging tunnels. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Then
Wendy is at the table with some of the ladies, and they are talking about how she is going to start a talk show.
Congrats, Wendy.
Which is actually, the channel's up now, and I went and subscribed, so I'm excited to see what she does with that. Yeah. But she's like, look, I'm not going to be cool with Mia after she threw a drink on me. Mia says, well, you talk about women should support each other. Why don't you uplift me? And Wendy says, I can't uplift you, Mia. You're too slow and low down.
That's what I'm talking about.
She's like, I just can't do it.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I agree. I agree. I think that's why you and Karen aren't ever really going to be cool. Karen's never really going to trust you to be a friend because you went up and said this craziness in front of her while her husband was standing right next to her. Yeah. Like, you're ridiculous.
Yeah, first of all, don't try to manipulate and try to like, oh, you're all about uplifting women and you are all about, you know, women sticking together. Why don't you like do it with me? No. You're too slow. Okay. I'm like, wow. Okay, let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
You are too slow and you are too low down. And I was for it. I was for it. Next, we have Robyn and Nneka. They are chatting over while they're getting drinks. And we hear a little scary music as we see Deborah creeping up behind in the background.
God, I forgot Deborah was there.
She scared me, y'all.
Stop it. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, oh, Deborah there. Okay.
But they were talking about how people gossip, but Robyn is still going to live her life regardless. And Nneka was in agreement and was saying, yeah, Robyn, you shouldn't let people tell you what to do with your life. Well, Nneka, a good thing to say because you don't know these people. So it's best not to draw battle lines in the sand of what people should and shouldn't do when you don't know nobody for real.
Yeah. I know Robyn taught us how to say her name. Is it Nneka?
It's Nneka.
Nneka. There we go. Nneka. Okay. There we go. Nneka.
You're right.
Yes. No, this is not your YouTube's not broken. Okay. This is.
We're just gonna get it right because we care about getting people's names right.
Yes. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. Wendy invited Ashley and Karen to her boys' first communion. Mind you, she did it in front of all the ladies.
That's what I'm talking about.
Which Robyn was saying, is that supposed to be a dig to me? Because Robyn invited last year the kids to field day, except for Wendy's kids. And if it is a dig, good. Because y'all should feel just as uncomfortable as she feels when y'all try to leave her out. So yeah. I'm inviting everybody but y'all. But the thing I didn't like is that it seemed like people were uncomfortable with Wendy doing it, but it didn't seem like anybody was uncomfortable when Robyn did it last year.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I don't think Robyn cares.
I don't think she cares. I feel good. Wendy, get as many dicks as you need to.
Okay. I think Robyn is one of the people that, like, she lives in her bubble, and she's like, hey, look, you're just not one of my people. You get what I'm saying? So I probably didn't want to go to your kids' communion anyway. You get what I'm saying? But you know, Wendy was basically, she was solo dolo at the gathering. You get what I'm saying? It just felt like, you know, because you know she just met Nneka basically in public for us to see. You get what I'm saying? And she have a problem with at least two of them. At the place, so she was basically by herself. Candiace wasn't there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ashley is funny.
Yeah, so like she basically was just like, hey, look, Karen's there, so she kind of cool with Karen and things like that. But she just felt like, look, I'm on my own. It is what it is. By the way, y'all, I'm having first communion. You is invited, okay? And I'm like, hey. Do what you will, because a text message or like an invite or something would suffice. But no, I'm just gonna tell people while we in this woman's house. You know what I mean? Continue.
Yeah. Well, Gizelle and her daughter Grace go shopping. Grace is about to go off to college.
Congrats.
And she is also going to be going to prom by herself.
Solo dolo.
Yes. So Gizelle, she's just making up like little funny dances and asking Grace how they dance, and you know, just saying that she really loves her daughter. She's going to miss her when she's gone, but she loves her more than the tears that she'll have, and she wants her to live on and do well by herself.
And this is the side of Gizelle that y'all say y'all like.
Yeah, when she's a mom, that's the best side of her.
That's the best side of her besides, you know, quote unquote producer / star / storyteller of the show and things like that.
Just miserable person all around. True. Yeah. Next, we see Wendy. She shows... we are at Wendy's house, and she is showing the family that she got her first communion. When we see her picture, which is cute, when she was a little girl. Wendy explains to us that she is Catholic, and she went to Catholic school. They talk about what everyone is going to be wearing for first communion, and Wendy says, well, the kids are wearing white. They're supposed to say everybody else wears yellow, but I'm wearing white because I'm the mama.
I hear you.
She talks about how her mom divorced her dad. He was a pastor. He was a Protestant, but he was too much in the religion, so mom had to leave him. The kids are getting ready and practicing their communion. Yeah. I noticed also Eddie had on a Happy Eddie shirt. So they're really They're really running with that, which is funny. But it was cute. We saw the kids like come practice, get their communion, and Eddie and Wendy were super supportive and proud parents.
And when we say practice, they had on their clothes and everything.
Yes,
too. Like practice. Oh no, put on your suit that you're gonna wear that Sunday. You get what I'm saying? No, it's very good to see like them excited about these milestones in their children's life and things like that. Seeing Wendy in her house, it's good seeing people in their element.
It is.
You get what I'm saying? Like
they look so happy and just
you just
good.
Look different.
Yeah,
it's a different glow.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm new to this, so it just comes off to me. Whenever all of them is together, they all have the face on like I'm at work. Like. You know what I'm saying?
Or like, even like on edge, like I gotta be prepared for whatever these crazy people gonna say.
But when they at home around people they love, their own family, things like that, you could just see like a different glow, even in her husband's face and things like that. Just how they folding their children's clothes back, their suits back and stuff like that for them to be ready for communion. She's talking about her past, talking about how she grew up Catholic. She used to get in trouble by the teachers because she used to roll her skirt up and things like that. It just like, okay, cool.
It's a nice lightness to it. Yeah. Wendy talks about the housewarming and what Ashley said about Nneka to her husband. Wendy saying it's weird because she's never met the girl.
Yeah.
Well, we move on.
Yeah.
Karen is visiting Mia at Mia's home.
Yeah.
And Gordon is going to take the kids out riding scooters because they no longer have a nanny because they can't afford one.
Okay, my goodness.
And it was kind of funny because Mia was like, okay, you're going to hug my kids and you're not going to hug me when you come into my house. So Karen gave her a quick little 1-2 pat while she walked in the house.
She caught her right there. You know what I mean? Usually we on handshake terms, but you know.
Right. Well, Karen and Mia sit down and she tells Mia that she could sense the tension between her and Wendy.
Yeah.
Karen felt Wendy's invitation was personal to slight Robyn. Mia can't move forward with Wendy because she said that she was slow. Apparently, Mia's child has a speech impediment.
Yeah.
He also has an IEP, so he's getting some assistance when it comes to school.
Yeah.
She tells him that he's smart and he's kind, but he has heard other kids call him slow. And Mia just took it to heart because of what's going on in her household with her child.
Yeah.
Karen says she's not going to choose sides, but, you know, Wendy doesn't know anything about your kid, and she's usually compassionate to situations like that.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
First of all, what a reach, Mia.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe she didn't dislocate her shoulder reaching like that.
What a reach, Mia, because, like, for example, I have a speech impediment. I stutter and I have a lisp. I did not feel no type of way about that word being called slow. First of all, she did not mention your kids being slow. She didn't mention nothing about your heritage being slow, anything like that. She said you are slow and things like that. So to try to do this selective outrage, this victim mindset of like, you know what, she needs to do a better job as basically someone who is a public figure. Watch what they say, because okay, you didn't know. Okay, you didn't know. But that's why you should be careful. Well, how about don't throw none on nobody?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That is usually the traits of someone who ain't got no home training. And guess what? It's cool if someone who is young, who is still getting home trained to learn to throw stuff or not to throw stuff on people.
But communicate and all that stuff.
But okay, but you're not. Basically, what Wendy is saying the way you acted was so beyond what you know. You get what I'm saying? You acted.
Or what you should know.
Exactly. So you throwing a drink is very remedial for someone like you. You shouldn't be throwing no drinks at nobody, grown up.
Yeah,
it's just that plain and simple.
For someone your age,
don't make it that, because this is not that.
And making it seem like, oh, you know, America, people are going to be on my side because you know, slow is, you know, synonymous with maybe, you know, the R word that people don't say anymore.
Trust me.
And I'm just like, no, we don't feel that way.
No. Trust me. Slow, we saw it as, and if I were to speak for America, I know America wants me to do that.
Good.
They probably like, look, slow is probably the nice thing that Wendy could say.
Yeah.
Really, to be honest. So, like, I really don't understand. It really boggles my mind how people who are the antagonizers, the one that is actually doing the hurting. I'm not saying like, actual pain, but the one that actually caused the drama is now like always put themselves in a position to where, oh, you have to apologize to me.
Yeah.
For what? I ain't doing nothing at you.
You're a joke.
Isn't things like that. Anything else you thought about that scene?
No, I think everything you said is right on point.
That was a reach. That was a reach. But continue.
Well, Candiace and Wendy meet up for cocktails, and there is another lady, Kiarna, which is Wendy's friend who owns the med spa a couple doors down. Yeah. And they are talking about the housewarming event and the situation that happened with Nneka. Wendy said, look, this is the first time I met her at Ashley's event. Candiace says, look, Ashley comes with the information. She's doing it to be messy. So you really shouldn't get yourself worked up. True. We didn't hear her say that to Wendy, but she said that in the confessional. Like, Ashley is just coming to stir the pot. Yeah. Wendy invited Kiarna to the communion and to brunch after. And Candiace says Ashley will be cool, then she'll stab you in the ear. Wow.
Up close and personal, Yes. She done take your ear out. Oh, my goodness. Anything you thought about that scene?
Not too much. They were just kind of rehashing things. The Kiarna lady, I mean, she seems cool. I'm interested to see more of her personality. Yeah. But she seemed all right for now.
Yeah. Pretty much. Continue.
Yeah. Next, we have Karen and Ashley meeting up. Yeah. They are going to get styled to find something to wear for communion. And this is, as Tiffany New York Pollard might say, old maiden type of store. I hear you. And Ashley is not really excited to go shopping into this place. I mean, they get Ashley a couple outfits, and she's got some yellow in her dress. Karen said, I ain't even going to try nothing on because they ain't got nothing for me, really.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But anyway, after we, do the obligatory, like, looking at Ashley's dress, Karen notices that, look, no one brought up Candiace's name at that party. And it appears to Karen that it seems like they might be trying to ice her out. Yeah. Karen says Candiace won't talk about the lawsuit, and she tries to ask Ashley about it, but Ashley says Michael won't talk to me about it either. So.
Is this also the conversation where they also talk about her possibly saying, hey, I may have alluded to something that's not true about Nneka? Yeah.
And she did bring up that situation, and she said, maybe I need to go back and rectify that with Wendy.
What did you think about that?
I feel like, Ashley, if you knew you misrepresented something, you should have just called her immediately, because as we see throughout the episode, it kind of turned into a bigger thing pretty quickly. Yeah. So for Ashley to just sit on it and wait until she saw Wendy again, I felt like even that was intentional. Yeah. So
I don't know if I don't want to say the word believe, but I don't know if I trust Ashley to be the one that, quote unquote, like, oh, I may have alluded, I have to fix it, because I think potentially, correct me if I'm wrong, what if Wendy was to act on that right then in that moment? You said it, you alluded it, maybe you had too many coronas, who knows? But it's easy to say, oh, let me fix it, when, quote unquote, your plan didn't work initially. When like, oh, like, dang, they ain't, oh, Wendy still being nice to her? Wendy still talking to her? Oh, I thought like I can sow some seed of basically sow seeds of discord against them. But now that they just like not really like going out with your plan, you like, let me just reel that back. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. It's cool. Maybe, we'll see down the line, like when she does talk to Wendy about it, she does straighten it out. But you got to be careful with information that you say, like Candiace say. Candiace very dramatic, but she said, look, she hugged you, but did she stab you in the ear? So it's just like, I wouldn't trust someone like Ashley in that position, because I'm like, what if you was to told me something and I reacted right then and there? Right. You get what I'm saying? Some things you can't take back, or some things you can't fix based on what you tell me. So yeah, I'm watching Ashley now this season. I'm watching her. Yeah. Then Wendy, they bring up how Wendy called Mia slow, not knowing that Mia's son had a speech impediment. Yeah. Ashley does not think Mia's really heard about it. She's like, she is going to milk this situation and use it in any type of way to make herself look good. And we already talked about that, how Ashley, brought up that situation with Nneka. Moving on, they have the communion, and then we have brunch. Yeah. Wendy's mom is hilarious.
She's wanting to pray over the food already before the people even get there. And Wendy is like, is there a reason you want to pray right now? And she's like, well, these are my babies. These are my children. First of all, if I didn't have you, you wouldn't have them.
First of all, she's like, why are you praying? You're not even supposed to pray. I'm supposed to do the prayer. She's like, well, that's my children.
Yeah.
Okay. Facts. Okay.
Then mostly everybody gets there. Wendy has the ladies go off to a table by themselves so they can get to do whatever they need to do. Wendy's mom comes over and asks if Mia's coming. If so, she'll get some more drinks and her raincoat from the car.
Okay.
Okay, mama. Next, Candiace says that she is always going to be okay with Ashley being in the room because Wendy brings up the fact that I know there's tension between y'all, but, you know, hopefully we can get back on a good foot.
Yeah.
Ashley agrees that she can be cordial. Karen brings up pickleball and invited all the ladies, and they're going to also invite their significant others to play. Ashley then brings up the conversation she had with Nneka and clears up that Nneka never really said you were Osu.
Yeah, everything I said, just take that out your head. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And Wendy was very confused because she was saying, did she, like, well, you told me she came to you. Did she not say it like that? Or, like, what exactly? And then Ashley was like, I didn't say that she said anything.
Yeah, let's just say, just erase everything. Just take out that whole conversation.
Okay. While the communion is going on, at least how they edit it, Nneka and Robyn meet up.
Yeah.
Nneka's telling us that she did not meet Wendy for the first time at Ashley's house. She's met Wendy at a concert, at a birthday party, because apparently they have the same, like, cousin-in-law.
Okay.
So when she had seen Wendy before, she wasn't necessarily friendly, but at Ashley's event, she was friendly. So she wasn't knowing what to expect from Wendy. But when Wendy greeted her and made it seem like this is the first time that we know each other, she said, okay, we'll just go with it.
Yeah.
Well, Wendy was calling Nneka names behind her back, apparently, saying that she's been trying to use Wendy's name for clout. Wendy's mom called her cousin's husband. And she apparently has a shrine and puts people's names on the shrine to put a hex on them.
Oh, my
goodness. And apparently the mama put a hex on Nneka. Robyn getting nervous now, saying, did she put a hex on me because my life has been crazy?
No, that's just Juan. That's
just Juan living his life, you know, not having to change anything because he don't care what people think.
Oh, thank you.
So that's what's going on with you, Robyn.
Thank you for that recap.
At the same time that's going on, Wendy is praying over the children that she birthed. And it was funny because someone in the back said, well, where was Wendy when you birthed these children? Praying to our Lord Jesus Christ. And that is where we end off.
What did you think about that conversation with Nneka and Robyn?
I just thought that it sucked because, okay, of course Wendy is going to go tell her people that Nneka apparently said these things. And Wendy can't control what her people do or who they contact or, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that's awful that they're getting such a bad foot because even Nneka said, like, they're supposed to be sisters, the fact that they're the same culture, like, as Igbo women. So I would have liked to see them start off on that dynamic, but I just hate that Ashley started this thing. It's snowballing. Nneka probably feels away because it's like, your people is wilding, not even knowing that Wendy don't have a problem with her for real. So,
but then again, we talk about Wendy's mom now.
Yeah,
that could be something totally different,
right?
You know what I'm saying? For that, Wendy has made it clear that, hey, look, this is my first time meeting her. If she's seen me, I can't speak for that. Wendy's making it like, if she's seen me, that's cool. But like me actually meeting her, that's the first time I met her. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew they was gonna have the two dark skinned girls on the show beef with each other. I already knew it was gonna come. Even if quote unquote Ashley didn't start it, it was just gonna be it. I saw it coming from a mile away. I can't explain how I saw it, but it's like, oh, okay, two Nigerian women and stuff like that. You got one person who is solidified in the show, one trying to, I'm not gonna say elbow her way in the show, but this is her first season on the show.
Yeah, trying to find her way.
Exactly, and unfortunately, there are certain standards and there's certain practices, subconsciously and consciously, of who I'm gonna get good with. I'm gonna get good with Robyn, Gizelle, and people on that side. You get what I'm saying? Mind you, while she having this she's telling all this information to Robyn. She don't know Robyn from a can of paint.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that she should have had this conversation with Wendy, because if you feel like Wendy don't like you and things like that, I'm not saying that you go come and have a conversation with her. Mm-hmm. But to have a conversation like that with Robyn, I'm like, you don't know that girl. What did Robyn do to earn that information?
Yeah.
And I'm not even putting that's Robyn's fault. I'm just saying, like, why don't you talk about you? Mm-hmm. Talk about Robyn. You get what I'm saying? Like, actually build some foundation for a genuine friendship, not so much of pick sides.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really feeling Wendy and things like that. So that's what we gonna see.
Yeah.
That's what we gonna see. I like what the production did on this show with the whole thing of, like, you know, Robyn and Juan taking a walk and then they see a snake, a dead snake. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? A lot of symbolism in that. You get what I'm saying? But what did you think overall about the show?
I thought it was a good episode. I did want to just ask you a question.
What's up?
Do you think that the fact that these women are both like Igbo culture and they're bringing up the whole Osu situation, when in reality, none of us care, nor do we know about the practices of whatever deities or voodoo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they're really trying to paint or give us a picture of this Igbo culture as something that has some negativity in it.
It's kind of stereotypical in a way.
Yeah, like stereotypical. Mm-hmm. And I wonder, like, do you see that? Do you feel like maybe it could possibly be offensive? Or do you think, I don't know, like, I just feel like in a way that it is kind of, because I guess, how do I put it? The stereotypes of it are bad, and the fact that they're playing into it, I'm just like, why don't y'all just have normal conversation like you do with everybody else? But because these are two Nigerian Igbo women, you're bringing this stuff out as though, like, this is true to them.
Yeah. Well, since I'm not Nigerian, I almost fooled y'all. But I have a lot of Igbo friends, and because I am knowledgeable of the culture, I kind of see your point 100%. Yeah. For someone who is not knowledgeable, they will associate voodoo with those type of countries and things like that. Nigeria, Haiti, those type of things, when you don't know, and they will assume that all of them is like that. They would assume that all of them is like that, and that, like, you know, they like believe in these like witches and all these
demonic things. And all this stuff. Yeah.
And truth be told, there is some that believe in that, and some cultures heavier than others. Like, there's some in America that believe in that type of stuff. But I think, to your point, to let that be on the forefront, it comes off as stereotypical. Yeah. Because something that is not even quote unquote proven to be true, it does kind of shade people who don't have no knowledge of it, who kind of hear hearsay about it. Like, oh yeah, all Africans dabble in witchcraft,
like that weird stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And granted, some of them do, a good number of them do, but a lot of them, majority of them don't. You get what I'm saying? A lot of them is actually more aware, and they would tell you like, hey, yeah, don't do that, because you don't know what you're messing with. You get what I'm saying? Right. So, but to your point, I do think it's very odd that this is the storyline for two Igbo successful women. Yeah. In Maryland. Yeah. I'm like,
and it's like, y'all, okay, and so I understand that, like, this article was written, so
yeah, and just give a little background on what the in Maryland for. There's a big Igbo community here in Maryland, in like PG County. So that's why I'm like, it's very weird that they go with that here. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I understand also, like, you know, the article came out in the blog, so maybe some people wanted to address it, but it seems like they're dragging it and making it to color these people's culture this way. Yeah, and I also feel like that might be why Wendy is coming out talking about, I'm Catholic and this is like my heritage and religion, and we're taking the kids to communion, because she knows that article came out, and I mean, her mom also said she wished blood fire and something like that on Mia. Yeah. After the situation, so mom ain't really helping. No, not at all. No, but I think Wendy is trying to decipher, like, hey, like, that's not really what I'm about or my culture.
No, listen. So there are people in that culture that are that do believe in some weird stuff. But to your point, I don't know why they're choosing to put that on the forefront, representing Nigerian Igbo culture here in Maryland.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like doing that in Houston. Like, Houston got a big Nigerian Igbo culture as well. So it's kind of like, what's the angle here? Because obviously, number one, a lot of people don't even know what Osu mean. You get what I'm saying? So more times than not, when you don't know what something means, you're kind of listening for keywords. So like you're hearing things like hex.
Yeah.
Like things that's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Africans be doing hex is like, no. It's a tribe within the small tribe within the whole continent of Africa. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when you don't know something, you listen for keywords, and then that's how you color everything with one color. But like, oh, Africans hex. Shrine, okay. Oh, she probably put a hex on me. Nobody worry about you, Robyn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It just little things like that. But the reason why I kind of feel like this storyline is kind of troubling, because I could tell this storyline not gonna be for the whole duration of the season. So it's kind of weird how they kind of like making an emphasis about it now, even with like the expression of Robyn, like, oh my God, what? Like, it's like, all right, like, it's like once you know. And you know the culture, you know, like, okay, there's some that do that, but all of them don't do that. Majority of them don't do that. A lot of them believe in Jesus.
Yeah.
So, you know, we gonna see.
Yeah, we gonna see.
We gonna see. Anything else?
That's all.
Y'all be good.
Bye.